This is Mindfulness with Richard, and I'm Richard Clarke. Welcome. This series focuses on mindfulness meditation. Being in the now is a big part of mindfulness. It is a primary objective of the practice. The first time I really heard about this was when I was young and read the Aldous Huxley book, Highland. The book featured a utopian society based on Eastern ideas that had enlightenment as the primary social goal. The book featured mynah birds trained to say two things: attention and here and now. These mynahs were a constant reminder to practice, to meditate. Maybe they'd be good for us to have to remind us. It's so easy to get distracted by all the activity of the world, all the activity of the mind, and forget to remain in this moment. There are two things about remaining in the moment. The first is that the mind gets quiet. Instead of pursuing the next thought, it's following something like the feel of this breath, or maybe the sound of ocean waves. The other thing is that this quiet is where new understandings of ourselves and the world arise. If the mind is noisy, then they just don't get through the noise. Mindfulness uses the focus on sensory awareness as a way to enter the now, to enter this moment. We use it to make the transition from thinking to sensing. Sensory experiences are always in this present moment. This is why I tell you to feel your breath. The key instruction is feel, directing you to your senses and to the present moment. To be mindful is to be aware of life in the present moment. You can be mindful all of the time. It is to be present and aware of life without judging it or attempting to describe it or define it in any way. It is just to experience things as they are, as opposed to how we think they are. The word mindfulness is a translation of the Sanskrit word smrti, which means to remember. Mindfulness is remembering to come home to the present moment whenever our attention is lost in thought. As simple as this sounds, it is incredibly liberating because the more present we become to the reality of life, the more we find joy and peace in our everyday experience, and the less we suffer from the many illusions, stories, and projections of our thinking mind. A way to practice attention to the senses is by starting out in one area of sensing awareness and then gradually expanding your intention to include more. This is a way to do it right now while sitting. Feel your breath. Now add the feeling of the weight of your body on the chair, on your feet. Now add the feeling of your body. Now add the feeling of your skin. And smell the smells in your space. And hear the sounds. And let yourself see the colors. How did that feel? How do you feel now?